Years before God's people started worshiping him, there lived a couple with a special son. They named him Samson. Samson's parents never cut his hair. This was a sign that he belonged to God. Samson's parents knew that God had a better plan for him. As Samson grew older, God gave his Holy Spirit to him.
Samson and his parents went to visit his girlfriend. When they were on the way, Samson was attacked by a lion. The Lord came upon him and he became stronger. He was able to throw the lion and kill that creature.
A few days before Samson's wedding, he passed by the place where he had killed the lion. There were a lot of bees who were making honey. He stood by the lion and tasted the honey. It was very sweet.
That night, Samson was talking to some of the men in his girlfriend's village. Samson said, "I know a very tricky riddle. Does anyone want to bet with me?" All the men agreed. Samson bet 30 pieces of linen and 30 pieces of clothing. The men had to answer the riddle before the 8th day after the wedding. The riddle was, out of the eater came something to eat, out of the strong came something sweet.
Days passed and the men still didn't know the answer to the riddle. So the man forced Samson's wife to tell them the answer. The man said, "Tell us the answer or we will burn your father's home and kill you and your husband." The woman was terrified. She begged Samson to tell her. Day after day she nagged and cried. Finally, Samson gave up and told her the answer. Samson was angry because they scared his new wife. Samson went to another village and killed 30 men and took their clothes.
The Philistines started killing people from Israel. The Spirit of God came upon Samson. Samson was able to break the rope that kept him with the giant. Snap! The rope snapped and Samson had his strength back, like when he fought the lion. Many years passed, and Samson's enemies left him alone. He became in charge of Israel. Samson started teaching about God's laws. Samson was famous for his strength.
Samson fell in love again with the Philistine girl Delilah. Delilah made a deal with the Philistines. She would trick Samson and give him to his enemies. In return, they would give her silver pieces.
She kept nagging Samson.
"Why are you so strong? What is your secret?"
Delilah kept nagging him. Finally, Samson couldn't stand it anymore and told her,
"I've had enough. The secret is the Lord. He makes me strong as long as my hair is uncut."
So that night, Delilah called the Philistines and told him Samson's secret. The Philistine crept in his room and cut his hair. They took Samson as a prisoner, then paid Delilah.